It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the dictionary hosted by me, Spencer. Oh, I'm trying to get into the habit. This is episode F99, and on this very special occasion, we have a guest. We have the wonderful Steve Goodie. Steve, say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
And if you're watching the video, he just gave a wonderfully blurry wave. I love
Bob
it.
says hi, too.
Hi, Bob.
He says hi.
He's very bouncy today, and every day.
Every day.
So I wanted to remind myself with what we chatted about last time. You were on this podcast, I don't know, like probably 3-ish years ago in the seas, way back in the seas. And you had said at the time that you had made a goal for yourself to, in your lifetime, create 50 albums.
Yeah.
Where are you, sir?
I'm working
with
on
that
number
tally?
39 right now.
39.
I'm hoping it will come out before the middle of March. That's the goal. Because I'm going on tour.
Middle of March.
Starting at the end of March. It would be nice to have a new album out. But I got 7 of the tracks finished. And the other 5 or 6 are still just ideas that haven't actually been begun. So, we'll see.
What? How? I mean, the logistics of coming up with all these albums. Well, okay, what year did your first album come out?
My first CD came out in 1993, and that's when I started counting. But before
That
that,
was
I'd
number
released
one.
a few cassette albums, which I don't count, but I guess maybe I should. But they all felt like preludes to getting started on making actual... CD seemed to be the professional standard at the time. Now, of course, it's just garbage, but it's still what I aim for. So the first one is in 93. We're counting that as number 1, and then there was perhaps like BC 1, 2, and 3, and maybe 4.
Before CD.
Right.
Yeah. You must be, you're a very fast songwriter. If people don't know, of course we should say, you can go to stevegoodie.com to check out all of the
Not only can
the
you,
stuff.
you must.
Required. And Steve is a comedy musician. What do you call yourself?
A comedy
Officially.
musician. Usually I call
Hey,
myself
I nailed
Steve, but either way is fine. Dork, nerd, person with too much time on his hands. Successfully avoided a day job for a long time.
Which, honestly, that is impressive. That is
Thanks.
to be applauded.
I've
commend
managed to
you.
minimize my contribution to almost nothing.
But, you're bringing yourself so much joy, and so many people as well.
Dozens of people.
You have you've had probably countless songs on the Dr. Demento show. Any standouts from that?
Well, let's see. In 2016, I was the number 1 on his Funny 25 with a song called Dickheads, which was a parody of Fish Heads, which is one of the 2 most requested songs of the entire 50 years of his show. So that stands out a
insane.
little bit. I also had I can't remember what, a couple others that were a big deal. I'm blanking on them. And then a bunch of Harry Potter stuff, which we don't talk about now. But
No, we can't. We're not allowed.
Yeah, that's what busted me in.
No.
Because he seemed to enjoy the fanfic part of what I was doing. Even though those songs weren't particularly funny, they still struck a chord with him, so that was nice.
Yeah.
If you go to Demented Music Database, that's dmdb.org, I think it is. It's a listing of every song ever played on the Dr. Demento show with a search field, and if you type in my name, you can see all the things I've submitted, and then if you type in anybody else's names, you can see what they've submitted and what's been played, and it's exhaustive, but all that information is available for you at dmdb, either .org or .com, I can't remember.
I'll take a look. I'll figure out which one it is.
Excellent.
Yeah. And of course, I'll put that link in the show note along with your website.
Awesome.
I'm just curious, like, what are just the logistics of coming up with all these songs, all these albums? Like, where do you get your ideas? How quickly are you writing songs? Is there a level of like, yeah, this is good enough, or is it like, no, it's got to be at this level? What's your like writing process?
Well, they come in bursts, and lately, in the past 2 years, it's been December and January. We get all these ideas. Usually, it's I've recorded everything I've written, and I want to come up with something else, and I don't want to just waste the energy it takes to record something on something that's no good or that's not as good. So I wait for the burst of them, and I'm in the middle of one now. I've got still some not so good ideas come in, but the ones that I'm really pleased with come in. There's one that's super secret that I can't tell you about, but if you have me on again in a few months, I'll tell you all about it because it's specific to a person, and there's a release date specific to that person. You can't talk about that. But I'm very pleased with that one. I've been working really hard on that one, and it's really coming along. And when I get excited about an idea, to answer, I don't know where ideas come from. I don't think anybody really knows where they come from. They just pop. The trick is writing them down. It's not so hard to have ideas because ideas will come to you if you are just open to them. But writing them down, if you say, oh, I'll remember, that's such a good idea, I'll remember, then you suck because you won't. And I still fall into that suck category because I
still suck.
I still suck. I don't remember. I don't make myself write it down sometimes, and then it's poof, it's gone. Sometimes if I'm having a conversation with someone when the idea hits, we will agree with each other. Okay, we're both going to remember this, and if one of us forgets, then the other one will remember. So it's a backup, and we spend all this energy making ourselves remember. If we just spend the energy to take out a phone and write it down,
so easy these days.
Wouldn't that make more sense? It sure would.
Yeah.
So
I have. Go ahead.
It's I don't know that I really. It's not that I must record more songs. I must write more songs. They just come to me when they do, and then I enjoy making more of them. Even selling CDs was never. There weren't a whole lot of numbers in it for me, even when CDs were really popular. And now it's just completely insane. But I keep doing it because I'm just sort of in that mode. And I'll just keep doing it. Because, at live shows, when there's, a nerdy event or something where people come to see a specific kind of music, or me in particular, they want something to take with them that they can actually hold. So a CD is a good thing. And the profit margin for a CD is enormously more than any online sales. I've had people... I work at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville every Sunday, and people hear me sing funny songs, and I have my CDs, but sometimes they will say, can I find you on Spotify? And I'm like, yeah, you can find me on Spotify, and thank you for your 0.00003 cents. That usually guilts them into buying something, but not always.
Yeah. So it doesn't cost a lot for you to make a CD, and you make what? Is it 500%, 1,000% off of that?
It's in between those two things. To mass produce a CD, depending on how many you get, is between $1.50 and $3. And also, there's a lot of factors. But if you sell them for $10 or $15 or $20, depending, you can imagine the markup is pretty significant. And I don't pay anything for studio time because I have my own studio. So the money's all in the reproduction. That's it.
That's huge, yeah. And, every time you go out, every time you release a new album, and you've released almost 40 of them, you've got more physical stuff to sell to those people. You're not just sitting on the same stuff every time.
Right. That's the plus side of it, that I have new stuff. If you like the old stuff, here's new stuff.
Yeah.
The downside is I have all this stuff. And they say, well, I like this song and I like this song. Well, that one's on this CD and that one's on... I forgot to bring that one, but here's this one. I'm always making deals with people. If you buy this one that you don't want, on the back is my website. Go to the website, send me an email. I'll send the one you do want. And you'll get 2 for 1 or something like that.
Ah, there you go. See, Steve is a great guy. Steve is a good guy. Not only does he make funny music, he's just a good, nice guy.
Thanks, Al. I mean, Spencer.
Ah. Oh, I guess, should we talk about that briefly?
If you like. I'm always thinking about that.
I'm sure you are. You've been working on it for, I don't know, 2
and a half years
something
now.
like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're referring to my show. Al, the Weird
Yeah.
Tribute, and how Daniel Radcliffe got mixed up in this nonsense. A tribute to Weird Al and Daniel Radcliffe, who came together. The universes collided in 2022 when Al, of course, made his biopic, Weird, and Daniel Radcliffe, as we all know, starred as Al. And so I felt these two had to be made into a musical extravaganza to be performed for pairs and pairs of people in several places. And I had, with the help of somebody who's really clever with brand new animation software. Oh, that would be you, Spencer. You helped me figure out how to get the avatars of these two guys on the screen, and you provided the voice of Al.
Everything you said is correct.
I hope so. Yeah, it better be.
I drew the cartoons of Al
right.
and Daniel, and in some different mouth shapes and stuff, and then I remember you had posted a thing. I'm looking for somebody who can do an impression of Al, and I was like, well, I just auditioned to sort of do that for this other thing, so here's the audio, and you were like, sold, you're hired. I was like, great.
I hear Al in your voice sometimes when you're not even trying.
Yeah, right.
certain...
It can sort of get up there
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. And every time I need to get, if you have me record a couple lines, to get into that mode, I have to say, I have a manager?
It's one of those
it's
lines that I
very-
thought was so funny that almost never works, but it stays in because it's so important to the whole process.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. How many times do you think you have performed this show? Hard question.
Between 70 and 100, I'm guessing. Well, maybe more than that. I don't know.
Well,
Hard to say.
because you took it to Fringe twice?
Twice and going on 3 now. Yeah, I'm already registered.
Is that this August or something?
Every August in
Yeah.
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh man, that would be so fun to go.
Come on.
And then of course you've traveled the country performing this to, as you say, pairs and pairs of people.
Yes. Mildly satisfied customers.
Yeah, it's great. It's super fun. It's super fast. Super silly. I mean, that's the goal, right? Just
That
to be
is.
super silly and dumb.
Yeah, I
So
keep trying to
love
get
that.
it. It's got a really strong beginning and a really strong ending, and I'm trying to get that dip in the middle to go away. And I just performed it a week ago, Tuesday, and new stuff added. You helped me add a couple more things, and I'm getting... Bob is part of the show, in case you didn't know that. He's the wise guy, and he's gotten more of a role. The more I add, keep him wise guy stuff to say. Like at one point, I say, hey, I've got this brand new song I'm going to sing, and I'm going to play it on, and Bob interrupts me and says, the banjo, and then he plays a little banjo. He's on the screen doing this. And then I say,
Yeah.
no, Bob, I don't play the banjo. I'm going to play it on the, and then he says, trombone. He goes, "Mwah." And I say, Bob, are you going to do that all night long? And he says, probably. It's just so stupid.
Bob is such a rapscallion. And he's looking like a mushroom today.
Yeah, very good. It is a mushroom hat. Specifically made to look like a mushroom.
Well, of course, everybody's got to go check out Steve's work in all of the various places. Go see him live if you can. There's the Fump Fest. There's another one
Well,
coming up?
they're not doing it this year, but they're doing MarsCon
Right.
in
MarsCon,
Bloomington, Minnesota, which is right next to Minneapolis, March 7th through 9th, and I will be there for that. So come on out if you
Awesome.
like being
And
in the really, really, really cold weather.
Well, at least it's March and not now in January.
Yes.
And this episode is airing in the middle of February, so people have about a month to go figure that out if they want to go watch some comedy music with some fantastically silly people.
Lots of amazing people. Worm Quartet, one of my favorites, will be there. Insane Ian will be there. The Great Luke Ski. I believe Devo Spice might. We're not sure about that yet. Nuclear Bubble Wrap. An exciting new group called, oh God, I'm going to get this wrong, Primordial Pouch. It's very exciting. I might be playing bongos for them. We don't know yet. And all
That's
for
fun.
one low price.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, $30 for the weekend. You can't beat this.
Well, that's like nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. All right. If I can make it out, I will. Although
you will.
I'm not so good with traveling. So
I understand.
we'll figure it out.
Oh, and I'll be stopping in Chicago, by the way, on my way there.
Oh,
Haven't
on the
yet
way there,
put
so,
together-
like-
Yeah, my folks live in Chicago, and I'm hoping to do a couple shows while I'm there. It hasn't been put together yet, but the 5th and 6th of March, hey, maybe I'll see you. Wouldn't
all
that
right.
be great?
Yeah. We'll share that. You'll let me know once you know the details.
Yeah.
And we'll put that info out there, and I will
Excellent.
try to go.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. All right. Should we talk about some words?
Yeah, since the world's on fire, let's do that.
And funnily enough, the first word is fire control. And the extra funny part is that the last time you were on this show, one of the words was control.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Am I a
'Cause
control
you had
freak? Is that what you're
you
trying
have
to say?
Control. Hey, you said it.
That's
You've
probably
got
true.
a control keyboard there, I think you said, MIDI stuff and all that. So, yeah. Steve, the control freak. Maybe he's a fire control freak. This one is a noun from circa 1864. This is the planning, preparation, and delivery of fire on targets.
Huh.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it sounds like using fire as a weapon rather than fire control meaning what I thought it would mean, which would be putting out fires.
Yeah, you would think that.
I
Planning,
did think
preparation,
that.
delivery of fire on targets. Well, that is incredibly confusing to me. Yeah, I'd think that's the first part makes sense. Preparation for controlling fire.
Yeah.
But no. Any other thoughts about fire
I think
control?
this dictionary of yours might be an evil dictionary.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hard to say.
It does have teeth in it.
Does it?
So that-
well, there you go.
Yeah.
But if we, well, not that I'm supposed to skip ahead, but I think some of the other words are about preventing or helping people with fire. So it's not all evil.
No, there are some good words in here.
Yeah, but does this imply that the flamethrower was invented in 1864? That doesn't seem likely.
It does not seem likely.
Maybe they had
But
fire
I would-
cannons. Maybe they'd set stuff on fire and propel them like a cannonball.
Right, like light a ball on fire and shoot that out. Maybe,
firebomb,
maybe.
I
And they're
guess.
trying to hit a target
Yeah.
out there somewhere.
It's not very, very friendly.
I would like to see an 1846 flamethrower, though. I think that would be interesting.
Let's make that happen.
All right, let's go back to
Set the Wayback
1864.
Machine for flamethrower.
Yeah. Can you? I don't know if you remember this from last time. Can you please make a sound effect with either your mouth or one of those fancy things that you have there in that room?
That would be a fire control.
No, it doesn't have to be related to fire at
oh.
all. Just as some fun sound.
I like this one.
Oh yeah, the clapper hands.
Yeah. Also this.
Then we can play with it. So after each word, I'll have you make a sound effect.
Okay, it's a deal.
Okay, the next word is fire. Now I guess would it be corral or coral? It seems like it's coral. Yes,
Yeah.
it's coral because it is spelled C-O-R-A-L. It is a noun from 1953. It is a colonial coralline hydrozoan having nematocytes that inflict a painful and burning sting.
Man.
And the genus name is Millepora.
Also very unfriendly. Although I guess it probably does that as defense. It's a plant, I'm guessing, a coral. I don't know if a
Right.
coral's officially a plant, but it's not mobile. It probably just
Yeah.
stays where it is.
Stuck there like a tree, essentially, and then if somebody touches it or steps on it or something, they might get this painful and burning sting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been stung by anything?
Yes, as a matter of fact. The year was 2022. We were still on the tail end of this pandemic, or was it 2021? Anyway, I was riding my bicycle, and I had to skip off the sidewalk for a moment to avoid a car, and when I tried to hop back on the sidewalk, my tire got caught between the grass that had been manicured and the sidewalk. There was a little slot there, and my tire got caught, and I went down, boom, and scraped up my arm real good. If I hadn't been wearing a helmet, I might have had a concussion because my head hit the pavement, but the helmet was there. Always wear your helmet, Spencer.
Yes.
And I wobbled home, and I was really bashed up. Nothing was broken, but I had bruised a rib, it turned out, so sneezing was really painful if that ever happened. And I was bleeding quite a bit on this arm, and the scar is still there a little bit. But I didn't, this was late afternoon and everything was closed. I didn't think it was worthy of urgent care. So I just, all night long, just kept replacing the bandage, and I was using up t-shirts and stuff to hold together. All this to say,
Jeez.
It was a difficult night, and I finally decided at like 4:30 in the morning, okay, I'm texting, I'm going to look up when urgent care opens, and I'm going there just as soon as I can. And as I crossed the room to get my phone, I think it was, to do this, I stepped on a wasp.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It was not my best day and night. So man, don't do that. I mean, I obviously didn't do it on purpose. The wasp was not invited. The wasp did not make his presence known. My foot was swollen. I could barely put my sock and shoe on to go to urgent care. It was just very, very miserable, and I don't recommend it for anybody.
Falling off your bike and then stepping on a wasp. Oh my God. I'm very sorry that happened to you.
Thank you.
That really sucks.
You know, I never
and a
did
wasp, not just a bee, but a wasp.
Yeah. We have quite a few of them around here. Usually I find them in here. They're always very lethargic. It's usually in the springtime, and this was in the spring. I notice them hovering around the ceiling in here, and I'll always just go get a little piece of Tupperware and coax them into it and put it down and then take them outside and set them free. I've never killed a wasp in here because they all seem very sleepy and low energy. They're not they're trying to get out. That's all they want. They've never tried to.
They're tired,
hurt
yeah.
me. This is the first time I'd ever had any encounter with a wasp, not in this room and on the floor, and been stung. So something went terribly awry with our communications.
Well, at least you were on your way to urgent care.
Eventually,
Yeah, once you
I got
chilled
the
out
care,
from
and it was very urgent by the time I got there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to try to avoid some fire coral
Please
if I
do.
could ever figure out what it looks like.
I think if you're ever scuba diving, that's when you need to watch for it.
Yeah. Good thing I don't know how to scuba dive. Or I guess snorkeling would be similar too.
I guess so, but I think you'd have to go pretty low. I don't know.
Yeah,
anything
I
about
guess it
this stuff.
depends on the depth of the water.
I suppose so, and the height of the aforementioned coral.
That's right. Sound effect time, please. Should I do this whole thing in Al's voice?
I would love that. I didn't want to request
Oh my
that because
God.
that's annoying.
I would hurt. I'll do a little bit.
Do
maybe.
one word as Al, if you don't mind.
Yeah. If I can get back.
If you
I have
call-
a manager? Okay. The next word is firecracker.
That's right, Al.
This is a noun from 1829. A usually paper cylinder containing an explosive and a fuse and set off to make a noise.
I should get my accordion. It's fantastic.
That's a firecracker. It's a cylinder. It's got explosive stuff in it. You'll light it and it goes boom.
And yet that's
Are
fun.
you
That's considered friendly.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
The animals sure don't like it.
probably not.
No. Are you a firecracker setter-offer at the 4th of July or fireworks or anything?
I've never set stuff off myself except for perhaps sparklers. I do
Yeah.
on those pre-approved events. I do enjoy watching people, the officials, set off giant things over the river or stuff. It does. I find it very annoying when people just in various neighborhoods just set off stuff because it's April Fool's Day.
Yeah, right.
Dumb.
I mean, all of a sudden, yeah, in our neighborhood, we'll just start hearing some firecrackers or some fireworks going off. Of course, it's New Year's Eve or 4th of July are the big ones, but sometimes like, what are you doing?
They do it on Christmas
You're-
around here,
Yeah,
Easter,
you're pissing people off.
Halloween. I can kind of get behind it for Halloween because Halloween's supposed to be about death, so perhaps blowing things up
Right.
is representative.
Creating death to your fingers,
Right.
possibly.
You know the old,
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate it is, but the old statistic that more people have been killed by 4th of July fireworks than were killed in the Revolutionary War.
I don't know if I had heard that, but I believe it.
It's probably true.
We have a lot of stupid people in this
More and
country.
more as we go.
Yeah, it seems like it. Getting stupider by the day.
Does seem
I may
that way.
have to look that up. What's the statistic? Look up that statistic
Okay.
of how many people have died from fireworks or firecrackers, and how many people died in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
All right, I'm very curious now. Okay, it is time for a sound effect.
That sort of sounds like some firecrackers from far away.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because usually they come off in there's the string of them,
Yeah.
right? And they're those tiny little things, and you just light the fuse, and then they all go just like that sound that you made.
Well, you really
not
know-
the sound that I made.
You really know the lingo. It's great.
Oh yeah, I know all the lingos.
That's what this show's about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn all the alphabetical lingos. The next word is fired. Adjective from 1889. Using a specified fuel. This is usually used in combination, as in oil-fired power plant. An oil-fired power plant is using a specific kind of fuel. In this context, the power plant is using oil as its fuel, and so that's how it's fired. I don't know of another way to use this.
Well, if you've ever lost a job, you've been fired. That's what
Yes,
I thought it meant when I first saw it there.
Yeah, I think that definition came for the actual word fire, but this one's the adjective, so it's something's being described as fired.
Well, they also use it
Yeah.
in pottery when a piece
yeah.
of work has been fired. It's a step along the way of finishing it. So it's a verb and an adjective, I think.
Yeah, the verb. Yeah, that one had letting somebody go. The ceramics. That was all
Ceramics,
from
that's
the
what I'm trying
verb
to say.
one. Yeah. Put it in the kiln. Let's see. Yeah, I got nothing else for that one. So sound effect time.
I'm gonna find another sound
Next.
effect. Didn't tell you that one.
Next is fire damp. One word, noun from 1677. A combustible mine gas that consists chiefly of methane, but also the explosive mixture of this gas with air.
And that's called a fire damp?
I guess so.
I thought that was
Mine
called
gas.
a fart.
Right? I don't know my mind gases. I don't mind my gases, but other people's gases, I don't know. Chiefly a methane explosive mixture of this gas with the air. I don't really understand why we're using the word damp here.
Yeah. I would think damp would mean putting out a fire as opposed to fueling it or igniting it. This dictionary is very confusing.
Dude, you have no idea.
This
I
is from
read so many definitions.
This is from 1677. I guess back then we would first put out the fire and then set it. Things were very backwards.
Yeah, they had no idea what they were doing back then. Okay. Sound effect time. What? Oh, that's tape.
I was hoping it would sound like a fart, but it didn't.
That was a really good sound.
If that one doesn't work for you.
Both of those were wonderful. I think actually we should mix the two of them together.
Please feel free. Yes.
And see what happens.
That's that spirit of innovation
world.
that makes you a trendsetter.
That's right. That's right. With my lingos.
Right.
The next word is fire department. 2 words, noun from 1825. Number 1, an organization for preventing or extinguishing fires, especially a government division, as in a municipality, having these duties, like these jobs, these roles.
This makes sense.
It does. This makes perfect sense. Number 2 for fire department is the members of a fire department. Do you have a fire department near you? Like, what's the situation?
I'm sure there is one near me.
If your place caught on fire, how quickly could they get to your house?
Let's not find out.
No, let's not test that.
I don't know. It must not be that far away. I don't honestly know. I drive by them all the time, but I'm not really paying attention to how close I am to my own house when I notice a fire department. But I live in a major metropolitan area, so they can't be that far off.
Be.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Well, now that you mention it, is there a hydrant anywhere near me?
There's got to be.
There's got to be. Honestly, I can't.
You've never had to worry about it, so you don't pay attention.
Yeah, now I'm worried about it. Thanks.
Yeah. I think there's got to be at least one on every block, right?
One would think. Yeah.
Yeah. Or 2.
2 would be nice.
Depending.
At this point, I'd be happy with 1.
Yeah, really.
Is there one near your
fire
house?
Department. Yeah. Literally about 2 blocks to the right, there's a fire department. And so, we live on a busy-ish street. And so we're hearing trucks and ambulances go down fairly often. There's another one on the same street, but like a mile and a half in the other direction. So that one's not as close. But, we're surrounded. We're surrounded by fire departments, so we are set.
Good.
I'm trying to think any other interesting stories, anecdotes, tidbits about fire departments.
Well,
I just think, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking it reminded me of the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin.
Yeah.
In which he plays the fire chief of a very inept fire department, and he has a very large nose because it's an update version of Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. And Steve Martin is brilliant, of course, and it also has Daryl Hannah, whom I can't stand. So it's a funny combination of things that I really like and things like, oh, come on, you guys. I mean, not that I can't stand her. I just don't think she's a very good actress. But hey, what do I know? Other people think other things.
Shocking.
I know.
I was hoping they would think all the same things.
All the same things. That would be so much more convenient.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that movie. That I do kind of remember that the fire department was involved there.
And they're very funny. It's very Marx Brothers-ish, the way they can't seem to get it together. It's funny until there's a real fire, then it's not funny anymore.
No, then they really got to get their stuff together.
Yeah.
Quickly. I think it's just so interesting that they're all just sort of hanging out, probably on a second floor, just doing whatever they're doing, eating, playing cards, working out, sleeping, until all of a sudden there's a fire, and then they have to be on point. They have to get their stuff together, get dressed, go down the pole.
Get down
probably.
that pole. I think that's the
Yep.
reason 90% of people become firefighters is so they can go down that pole.
Agreed. I'm like halfway ready to be a firefighter just so I could go down the pole.
Yes.
That's all I want.
That's all you should have. Nah, you should have whatever you want.
Whatever I want.
Whatever
I
you
want to
want.
just go down the pole sometimes. All right, sound effect time.
That's kind of a fire engine thing.
Yeah.
As best I can do.
I don't think I've ever had somebody with such accurate sound effects to the words that we're going. This is great.
Well, I'm looking around. I need more of them, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. But I'll think
I mean,
of
you've got a lot of stuff there.
I do, but most of it needs to be plugged in and tweaked and everything. And I'm
Yeah.
Oh wait, I know what the next one's going to be. I'm ready.
All right. The next word is fire dog. One
Fire dog.
word, noun from 1763. This one is chiefly Southern and Midland. The synonym is andiron. And I can't remember what andiron is. Do
I
you have
remember
any
what it
idea?
is.
Tell me.
It's the things you use in your fireplace to move wood around. You know, those big shovel-looking things or a fork-looking thing.
Yes, either of a pair of metal supports for firewood used on a hearth and made of a horizontal bar mounted on short legs with usually a vertical shaft surmounting the front end.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Why did they call it
I
andiron?
have no idea. The only reason I know
Doesn't
that
really
word
explain.
off the top of my head is from the movie When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, fantastic movie. When did they say andiron?
At some point, he is describing to her how as soon as he's had sex with someone, he wants to get out of there. That's how all guys are, according to him. He just want to get out of there.
Right.
And so she's describing how she doesn't want to sleep with him. She just wind up being another person that he lied to. That she said that you had to be up in the morning because you had to go have your andirons cleaned, and you don't even have a fireplace. But I wouldn't know that. Something like that.
Did you figure it out from the context, or did you hear the word and you're like, I got to go look up what that is?
When I first saw the movie, I don't know that I knew the word, but then I later probably looked it up. But this is a long time
and
ago.
Then
I was
that
alive when the
movie's
movie
from
came
80s.
out, and I don't know if you were.
I was, because I think it was in the middle or late 80s, right?
Late 80s, yeah.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I know the line that you're talking about, but I don't think I ever understood or realized that they said andiron, and because I wasn't familiar with the word.
Yeah.
So now, when I see that movie next, I know what that thing is.
Something to watch for.
That's a fire dog, I guess.
I would have thought a fire
it
dog
would've
would be the
been-
mascot of the fire department. I had no
yeah,
idea.
that's what I thought. Oh, those Southern and Midland people calling andirons fire dogs for some reason.
Yep.
All right, sound effect time. There we go. Is that a ukulele?
It is.
Ukulele? Is it a normal size one, or?
It's pretty normal
know?
size. Well, don't give it a complex. Yeah, it's fine. Perfect the way it is. Jeez, Spencer, that's pretty rude.
It's a unique shape for a ukulele. I
I've
think.
been assured that size doesn't matter. That don't screw this up.
That's what they say. Okay, next word is fire drake. One word, noun, from before the 12th century. This is a fire-breathing dragon, especially in Germanic mythology. And, I will quickly look at the etymology. I mean, it's basically from the word fire. That's pretty clear. Plus draka, which means dragon. And it just became fire drake for some reason. Have you ever heard this term? For
I've
a
never
dragon?
heard this term.
I haven't either. You may know Harry Potter a little bit better than me. I know that there are some dragons in there.
There
Are there any with like the word Drake in them? I can't remember.
I don't remember the word Drake,
Yeah.
but I've forgotten an awful lot of it. There was a time when I could win a Harry Potter trivia contest against a 9-year-old. Those days are gone. But I think I would have
moved on to
no,
bigger and better
mandrake.
things.
Mandrake is a word. I forget what it means.
Yes. I believe that word is in Harry Potter too,
is.
but I don't remember. Is it one of the plants maybe?
Yeah, it's one of those plants that ages like a human. It's a baby under the soil,
Right.
and it screams.
That was creepy looking.
Yeah, and you have to wear big fancy earmuffs because the scream can be lethal.
Yeah. Oh,
Why do we
that's-
know these things? It's
I don't know.
completely
I
useless,
don't know.
useless information.
But it just sticks in the brain. All right, Fire Drake. It's a fire-breathing dragon in Germanic mythology. That's the most important thing to know. I'll try to remember that the next time I'm talking to a Germanic mythologist.
with a pet dragon.
Yeah. All right, let's do a sound effect. What do we have going on there?
Well, these are my 3 beanbag juggling balls. And when I juggle a lot, they go out on the floor and they pick up cat hair. So this is a cat hair remover. So I'm cleaning my balls.
And he doesn't even have a cat.
No, there's 3 cats here, but they don't come in the studio. Somehow their hair gets in here.
Oh, the cat's hair gets everywhere.
Yeah. So,
that was a fun sound.
I'm entertaining your audience by cleaning my balls.
There we go. You got to watch the video for that one. I would not have expected cleaning balls to have that sound. Next is fire drill, 2 words, noun from circa 1890. This is a practice drill in extinguishing fires or in the conduct and manner of exit in case of fire. I think we've all been through some fire drills.
Absolutely.
Mostly when we were in school, and you've never had a real job, so you probably haven't had to work at a business where they were doing a fire drill, have you?
No, but I've been in a couple hotels where it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they just say ignore it, but sometimes they're for real, and they make you march outside in your pajamas. Hopefully you're wearing pajamas in the cold, and wait till they say it's safe to go back inside. And that's happened to me a couple times.
With real fires?
No, these are all... Well, that's a good point. No, I think they were drills, literally drills. They're required by law to do this now and then, and they make it as inconvenient as possible.
Of course, right. They're doing it in the middle of the night.
It seemed that way.
Most people are there.
That's how my memory says it. Maybe it was more like 8 p.m.
But still, that's frustrating. I've been at a business when we're working like some tech event thing, and we've had a fire drill go off in the middle of our live event, and it was just a practice. Like, oh yeah, we're just
scheduled.
Doing the testing.
They knew weeks in advance this was going to happen.
Exactly, and nobody was aware that there was a live event happening at the same time, and so we're like, all right, we got to pause. Actually, I think we did get word. Don't worry, you don't have to leave. But boy, that was irritating.
Yes.
Fire drills, those are fun. Let's do a sound effect. Hey, has anybody seen my tambourine?
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. Man, it doesn't matter.
The next word is fire eater. 2 words with a hyphen. Noun from 1672. I don't even know if I can do the voice anymore. Number 1, a performer who pretends to eat fire. They pretend. They pretend to eat fire?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, look, I'm just going to eat this fire. Hop, hop, hop.
They put it in their mouths. They don't actually metabolize it.
Right. I think once it goes in their mouth, the fire gets put out. But I just love the idea that it says they pretend to eat fire. Ooh, that fire is so scrumptious. Really got my metabolism
The heartburn
going.
is killing me.
Oh!
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Number 2A, a violent or pugnacious person is a fire eater.
I did not know that.
A violent person is a fire eater. Yeah, I haven't heard that. 2B is a person who displays very militant or aggressive partisanship. So I guess in just whatever they believe very strongly, they're going to try and be militant about that, and that makes them a fire eater.
That's what I gathered from that, too.
I guess so. We are both very smart people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please make a sound effect?
That was me
Sounded like...
pretending to eat fire.
Oh, there you go. Next is fire eating. 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1819. Violent or highly militant in disposition, bearing, or policy, as in a fire-eating radical. Well, this, of course, is just tagging on to the previous definitions we had. Would you call yourself a fire-eating radical?
I would not. No. Violence has no place in me expressing my opinions. Gosh darn it.
But radical maybe, but not fire-eating. Yeah.
Well, radical is a very subjective term. Some people
Sure.
think that one who thinks people should all have something to eat every day is a radical. That don't feel radical to me.
No, it does not. Should I say that we are recording this the day after the 2025 inauguration, and both Steve and I are extremely frustrated?
Frustrated is one word. Depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stressed out. Yeah.
Scared.
Little bit.
Worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's do a sound effect.
Hey. And of course it's counter.
You had to turn it off, otherwise you couldn't leave it running.
That's
all
right.
day.
That'd be terrible.
The next word is fire engine. 2 words. Noun from circa 1680. Oh, they had some very archaic fire engines back in the 1600s.
They certainly did.
It is a usually mobile apparatus for directing an extinguishing agent upon fires, especially the synonym fire truck.
Yep.
I guess at a certain point they became trucks and the fire engine was literally just a thing, I guess, with probably wheels that had an engine on it just so they could shoot out this extinguishing agent to the fire. But, you know, it was very, very simple, I would think.
I have no idea. Nowadays we use the word engine for search engine, and there's no real engine involved there. That's a computer. You can't fool me.
Nope. I know there's no cars going when I search.
That's right.
Let's see. I don't know. I got nothing. I think maybe I'll post a picture of an antique fire engine on social media just because I think they might look kind of cool.
They're very cool. Nobody doesn't like fire engines. They're just
That's
fun
right.
to look
Everybody loves them, especially those fire dogs. Let's make a sound effect.
Let's do the classic. Because that sounds like a fire engine might sound.
It sure does. Next is fire engine red. Fire engine is 2 words with a hyphen. This is a noun from 1954, and it's just a bright red. Bob's hat is fire engine red, I would say.
I agree.
When I was, so this would have been about 25 years ago, we actually had a fire in our garage. The whole thing had to be torn down afterwards, and we lost a ton of stuff, including my parents' 2 cars.
Oh, dear.
And my mom got a new car, and it was fire engine red. I think that was the official name of the car. So she thought that was very appropriate.
It's very poignant. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We had that car. She gave it. I got it many, many years later, and I had it for a little while until it was like, it's very old. I think it must have been 25 years old by the time I got rid of it. But that was a good old fire engine minivan. Fire engine red minivan. I was driving around that for a while as like a 30-something-year-old.
Nice. Those are more expensive to insure, from what I understand.
Red cars?
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
I don't know if that's true. That might be an old wives' tale. Who are these
Yeah.
old wives who are making things up?
They're setting all the rules,
Yeah.
it seems like. Sound effect time.
It's one of our combo effects that we're so excited
Yeah.
about.
Double.
I'm running out of stuff here.
That's right. We can always do the basics. Next, this is a big one. It's fire escape.
Ooh.
2 words. Noun from 1788. A device for escape from a burning building, especially a metal stairway attached to the outside of a building. I just saw something recently that was like, this is the woman who invented the fire escape.
Huh.
And I think I have to look that up to get some more specifics, but supposedly there was some woman, and of course nobody knows who this woman is, who invented this extremely important, useful thing of, let's put some stairs on the back of the building so people can leave in case there's a fire. Not just one exit, but 2 exits.
Crazy.
I don't feel like have I ever been on a fire escape? Have you?
I have, but not because there was a fire. Just because that was a
Just
fun
like
place
hanging
to
out?
be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems sort of like this is not where you're supposed to be hanging out, but
Yeah.
of course we see it in movies all the time. People just smoking cigarettes on a fire escape.
Oh, those
It
ne'er-do-wells with their fire escape cigarettes, we used to say.
Oh, that's right. I'm still saying that.
I think that might be the title of my 39th CD. Oh, those fire escape ne'er-do-wells and their cigarettes. It rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Clearly.
It's a
it
full,
rolls
rich
off the
flavor
tongue.
also.
Yeah, I like that. And now I think, does that now require you to have a song about fire escapes or something
It's not required. There's no real rules here.
for your albums? The titles don't always match
Not
up
always.
to a song.
Sometimes there's no song by that name. Sometimes there is.
Yeah,
You never know.
you just have to listen and find out. Okay, next sound effect.
This is going to be a subtle one. I don't know if you can hear this.
Yeah,
That is me spinning the propeller on my yarmulke.
your yarmulkes are not known for having propellers.
My
but
friend Sulu thought I needed to have not only a yarmulke with a propeller, but a monogrammed one. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
that.
it says Steve on there.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sulu.
I mean, there are those the hats with the propellers, but they're not. They look similar to a yarmulke, but not exactly the same, I guess.
This is the real
you-
deal.
Do you take that out to all of the Jewish events that you go
I've
to?
only owned this for about a week, so no.
Oh, wait, but haven't I seen you in a photos or something with a spinning
Yeah, I
thing
have
on your head?
You're probably thinking of the promo for the Al tribute, in which for a moment you see me with, but it's just a hat. It's a baseball cap, which is more normal. You don't usually think of it as a yarmulke. But I mentioned that I think in a song, and Sulu latched onto that and felt she had she had this made. It was very important to her that I own one of these. So, yay! And now I've put it to good use.
There you go. At the very least, it's been immortalized in a sound effect on this
Yes,
podcast.
exactly.
And visually as well. The next word is fire extinguisher, noun from 1849. This is a portable or wheeled apparatus for putting out small fires by ejecting extinguishing chemicals. And I don't think it was until I was an adult that I realized there are at least 3 different kinds of fire extinguishers. Are you aware of this?
For 3 different kinds of fire. Yeah. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to use this kind on an electrical fire. You're not supposed to use this kind on a grease fire. Honestly, I can't keep it straight. So
I can't either, and
I'm
that's
screwed.
a problem.
Yeah.
Me too.
Also, I've got a
We're both-
fire extinguisher in the kitchen because you're supposed to, and I have one upstairs because you're supposed to. But I've never actually used these things because there's never been a fire. And
Yeah.
I don't want to use it because then it'll be used. But if there's a fire,
Well-
I'm going to have to take a little time to figure out how to use this thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think most of us are in the same boat as you. They're like, wait, I don't even know how to use this thing. But also, I think that they have to get either replaced or recharged or something. They have like an expiration date.
I think you're right. Now I'm very worried about everything. I will take mine in. Somebody will inspect or something. Of course,
Yeah.
naturally, they'll just say, you need to buy another one. I think that'd be the automatic response to anybody who sells these things. But we'll see.
Yeah, right. But I do think that they can like sort of do something to the one that you have
To
sort of
recharge
like.
it?
I think I've heard, something like that. I feel like I heard that.
Okay.
Because at my place of business, we have a bunch of them around, and they had to have somebody come in and update all of them. I don't know what the expiration date is. Like, is it a year? Is it 5 years? I don't know. But I hope to never have to use a fire extinguisher.
I hope you never have to also.
And I hope you never have to use a fire extinguisher.
Thanks, Spencer.
You're welcome. Okay, now let's make another sound effect.
This is the sound of Bob getting overexcited.
That's the same sound I make when I get overexcited.
Well, he's a people pleaser.
Next, we have firefight. Noun from 1899. Number 1A. A usually brief, intense exchange of fire between opposing military units. And of course, fire is like, their guns are shooting off things, so they call it fire.
Although this could be actual fire.
That's true with those sick, old flamethrowers.
Flaming projectiles.
Yeah. 1B, a hostile confrontation that involves gunfire. It's a fight with fire. That's all it is.
They've said you're not supposed to fight fire with fire, but apparently people do not listen to that advice.
No, I think you should probably fight fire with water. That would make more sense.
I'm with you. Or with a recently recharged fire extinguisher.
That's right. Not an expired one.
No.
It won't. It'll just go.
Or one of those fire blankets. Is that a... Hey, that word's not on this list. Or maybe it's above this page.
It would have been before.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to see if it wasn't even in here.
Wow. Very
Interesting.
disappointing.
Interesting book. Not giving us all the information. Number 2 for firefight is the 2B definition for the word skirmish, which, I don't know, skirmish feels so tame compared to a firefight. What do you think?
Absolutely. Anything that ends with ish can't be as meaningful as the thing that doesn't end with ish.
That's right.
Like we're going to do this. We're doing this show at 4:30. We're going to do the show at 4:30 ish. We may never do this show.
It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
We are both Jewish.
That's right.
A sound effect, please.
This is the sound of Alan Alda putting hair tonic on somebody in a scene.
Why Alan Alda?
Because that's from a episode of MASH.
I gotcha.
I think he was washing BJ's hair. And he said
And
tonic.
that sound was...
And then he went back to washing his hair.
Oh, that's great. I love him. You know, he has a podcast. Are you aware of that?
No, I did not know that.
It's called Clear and Vivid, and he just interviews people about, I mean, tons and tons of different types of people, but it's all about sort of communication, and it's fascinating. It's really, really good stuff. So I highly recommend his podcast.
I will look into that.
He's a big science fan as well.
I'll bet he has recharged fire extinguishers.
Oh, yeah, he is on top of his fire extinguishers for sure. The next word is firefighter. One word, noun from 1903. It is a person who fights fires, probably not with their fists.
Probably not. It doesn't say that. You just added that.
No, it doesn't say that. The synonym is the number 2 definition for fireman or fireman, which is in the next episode. And firefighting is a noun. Is there any part of you that would be like, yeah, it would be kind of fun to fight fires, or no?
Just the sliding down the pole part. Also,
That's
the
it.
driving the fire engine part.
That would
But
be
the
cool.
actual fighting the fire part, no, that doesn't sound like fun to me, even a little bit.
No. Climbing the ladder, maybe, but not near a fire. Just the ladder part.
Yeah, and without all the pressure of other people climbing up behind me, so I have to move quickly. I like to go at my own pace.
Or having to save other people.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I like my
yeah.
nice
I don't
low
think
pressure job.
people don't realize how much pressure firefighters are under, I
I
think.
don't.
There was a really funny video that went around of somebody had reversed video of firefighters taking people out of a fire and taking them down the ladder, and they reversed the video, and they're like, wow, backwards firefighters, they just seem brutal. They're just putting people into the burning fire.
That seems wrong.
Very silly. All right, let's do a sound effect.
Okay, this is the sound of a duck in a pot coming to a slow boil. That makes no sense at all.
I think Steve's just here for the sound effects.
I'm running out.
Oh, don't worry, we're almost done. The next word is firefly, one word, noun from 1658. This is any of various winged nocturnal beetles that produce a bright, soft, intermittent light by oxidation of luciferin, especially for courtship purposes, which means that they are doing it to get busy, get laid, get down.
Luciferin. That sounds very satanic. I respect.
I don't know what that is.
Well, anything that's on fire,
The family name is Lampyridae.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's literally related to because of the fact that their butts are lamps, but
I bet it's all
don't know.
connected.
Probably. Probably. There's a picture of a firefly. Because it is just a black and white drawing, they cannot show their butt lit up like a fire. But it looks like that beetle.
Hey,
That's
we're all
firefly.
using our imagination now.
Yeah. What do you call these? I think that there's at least 2 or 3 names for these things.
Fireflies.
What did
there's
you grow up? Yeah.
Lightning bugs. I think
Yeah.
those are the only 2 names I know. Do you know another one?
There's a third one that I think it's like a very specific portion of America uses, and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but it's kind of a weird one. So if I find it, I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
But yeah, firefly and lightning bug are definitely the ones that I'm aware of.
I used to have a joke about this that never really worked all that well, so I'm going to share it with you now.
Bring it.
About how I found out recently that the reason fireflies light up is that it's a mating ritual, as you just said. It's a sexual thing, and I can relate to this because Lord knows there's been times in my life I was so desperate I'd set my butt on fire to get a date. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a good one. Do you, like, where you live, are there fireflies, like, in the summer? Is this, like, when you were a kid, would you try and collect them and stuff?
I think we did that, yeah, for a little while. It's not that exciting to capture a firefly.
Not anymore.
Yeah. And it seems quite cruel. So it's more fun to just watch them. That's fine.
They're very pretty. Very pretty. All right, sound effect time. The next word is fire guard. One word, noun from 1833. Number 1, a person who watches for the outbreak of fire. Also, a person whose duty is to extinguish fires.
Totally
so either
makes
one,
sense.
they're watching out for it. I would rather be the one who's watching out and say, hey guys, can you go take care of that fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks
You
very
see it
stressful.
over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do it. You could do it. I'll just point out where it is.
I need to stay here in case another one breaks out.
Yeah, right. I'm up here. I think there was another word I had, fire tower. I'm up here in the fire tower looking around, all around, to spot the fires, and then I will tell you where to go to fight them while I stay up here in my cozy tower.
Yep.
Number 2 for fire guard, the synonym is fire screen, which is just the thing that you put in front of your fireplace. Do you have a fireplace?
I do have a fireplace, but I've never had a fire in this fireplace. It's strictly
What?
decorative. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not...
like,
I mean, there is a chimney, and I believe I have had it cleaned at least once, but I use it to store things.
oh, what do you store in there?
I don't remember. It's in what I call the train room. I had a model train moment for a couple of years where I went nuts, and now it's just sitting there. I haven't used it in quite some time, and the fireplace is completely obstructed by trains and train-related equipment. And on the mantle is all manner of arts and crafts things for making mountains and other scenery, and it's just lined up there. So it's not really so much a fireplace.
A whole unused room filled with model train stuff, and you don't do anything with
Well, it has other things too. It has a lot of guitar cases. We use it for storage quite a bit. Guitar cases and electrical equipment and boxes. You know, when you buy something and it comes in a giant box and they say, keep this box in case it needs repair, this is where we keep the boxes.
Or you need to return it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have hundreds and hundreds of these
bubble wrap
things in there.
from as far as the eye can see.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of want to go see this room now. So there's no... the fire guard at Steve's fireplace is not getting any use because there's no fires inside of it.
The bubble wrap is serving as a fire guard because there's never a fire.
There you go. Number 3 for fire guard, the synonym is fire break, which was in the previous episode, which is a place where you clear out land or plow it to stop the fire from progressing.
Did not know that.
Well, if you listened to my previous episode, you would have learned it.
Well, I feel very bad now.
Hasn't been released yet.
I feel better now.
All right, one more sound effect, please. Oh, fantastic.
Thanks.
And just good quality, too. I heard it very well.
I do pride myself on the quality of the sound effects.
I have a manager? The last word is fire hall. Noun from 1881. This is chiefly Canadian. Like I'm a Canadian idiot. The synonym is fire station.
And that's it.
The fire hall is the fire station. It's where the people live to fight the fires.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Would you like to now pick a word of the episode? And even if you don't want to, I'm going to force you to anyway.
I think firefly was the word of the episode.
Firefly, that's your favorite one?
That was my favorite one. That was the only one that wasn't about actual fires and either preventing them or hurting people with them. It was just about a lovely little bug trying to find true love.
Just trying to get laid out here, man.
Oh, that's another way of saying it.
Yeah. For the listeners, I will quickly reread the words. We had fire control, fire coral, firecracker, fired, fire damp, fire department, fire dog, fire drake, fire drill, fire eater, fire eating, fire engine red, fire escape, fire extinguisher, firefight, firefighter, firefly, fire guard, and fire hall. And as we have said, firefly is the word of the episode. Can you please sing a song about a firefly?
Oh, if I'd known that was coming up, I actually do have a Firefly song, but I haven't sung it in a very long time. Okay, wait. If you would like just a cappella, hang on. I think I have the lyrics around here somewhere. Hold on. This actually might be doable. Hang on.
I had no idea that you actually had a song about a firefly. I just wanted you to make up something stupid on the spot.
No, sir. I'm going to do something stupid that I thought of for a long time.
Something old and stupid.
Yeah.
Instead of new and stupid.
Firefly, first one of the season. How come you are how you are? Just think about that, you crazy little gnat, while I play a solo on this here guitar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yay. Is there more to the song?
There's more to the song. You can find it on whichever album that's on. Hang on, I should find that out.
Whichever one.
It's on my 37th CD entitled, How About Another Dumb Song from Steve for No Reason.
That's the name of the album.
That is the name. It's also the name of the song. Song, not that song. But yes.
Different song. You know, that would be weird if the Firefly
You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. I happen to have a copy with me. Here it is.
Wow.
If you can see that.
Yes.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason? It has classics on here. There's one about, it's about, the world is divided into two kinds of people, Spencer, as you know. There's people who like Taylor Swift, and there's people who are always mad because McDonald's has an ice cream machine that doesn't work. So I combine those into one song called Shakes Her Off. And there's also a song on here about falling off a ski lift, and there's a sleep disorder song. If you can't sleep, if you have sleep apnea, if for whatever reason, this is the song for you, and it's been described by more than one person as the world's most ADHD song.
Oh, and that's... Wait. I've seen you perform some songs, and that is saying a lot coming about your music. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you see me in Chicago in March, which I hope we will get together, I will do that song, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I wrote it like 2.5 years ago, but it's only recently that I started performing it because it took forever to memorize it because it's just so scattered.
Sure.
There's almost no connective tissue between the various sections, and it's just really hard to do it from beginning to end. But I finally got it under control, and I can now perform it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
It is hard to wait.
It's so hard to wait for things like that. Please tell us again where people can find you, either physically or digitally, and what they should do with your music.
You can find me online at stevegoodie.com. That number again is stevegoodie.com. You can find me physically every Sunday at the Bluebird Cafe here in Nashville, Tennessee, where I'm the MC of the 8 o'clock show. You can also find me in March at MarsCon in Minneapolis on the 7th and... No, I'm sorry, the 8th and... I forget. 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's something like that. The weekend. the first weekend of March. And also at Spencer's house, because I'm going to go over there and sing the song so that you can finally fall asleep.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Great.
What else was I going to ask you? You have a YouTube page?
I believe it's a page. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube, and it's probably on a page. I think Steve Goodie 03. But if you just hunt for my name, go to YouTube and type in my name, and a bunch of stuff will pop up.
I'm going to find it.
Okay.
I'm going to find it because I want people to... Is there a link on your website to
You would
your
think
Facebook
there would
page?
be. There's a video page on my website. It probably leads there. You know, as much of a control freak as I am, I never really got control of YouTube. It's a little bit sad.
It's a lot to control. Here, Steve Goodie 3801.
That's what I said.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm trusting you.
So.
Don't sound all authoritative and then ask me.
I don't know.
That's wrong.
So you if you want to watch some of his, silly songs with silly visuals, then you should go check out his YouTube page as well.
Another
Let's
place
send
is
people-
thefump.com, because some of my songs on the Fump, which stands for the Funny Music Project, some of them have videos associated there. So if you find me on
Aha.
thefump.com, some of the songs have videos, and there you go.
There you go. Is there anything that you do that is not comedy music related?
Yes.
Anything you want to talk about?
No.
Or no? Okay.
I record a lot of people's music here, not just my own, and most other people's music is not funny. It's not meant to be funny.
No, that's true.
So I do quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
And
You are-
occasionally I have to clean the bathroom. That's not funny.
I mean, it can be.
I had to scrape ice off my windshield a couple days ago. That was not funny at all.
No, I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
No.
But mostly I try to do funny stuff because it's funnier.
It's more fun, I think, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that is objectively correct.
Absolutely. Otherwise, what are we doing? What are we doing, Spencer?
We need more silliness and fun in the world. So I'm very pleased that you exist, and
Why,
I think
thanks.
more people should check out your stuff. And I can't wait to record more Weird Al voices for
Yeah,
you.
as soon as we come up with more
someday.
stuff. And your existence
Yeah.
pleases me as well.
Oh, I'm pleased that we are both so pleased by each other's existences.
It's very pleasing. Yeah.
This has been Spencer and Steve dispensing information. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.